Okay, if there's anyone having trouble with their homework, you have no excuses, it's going to give you help with it. So the first question is x plus 3 times x plus 2. Okay. The method you seem to know most is the rainbow method. Okay. Where I'm only highlighting the two that need to get added together. So you're going to have 3x and 2x needing to get added together. So the x by the x squared is x squared. The 2 3's is 6, and they add together to give 5x. That's the answer to question 1, part 1. Part 2. X plus 4 by x plus 1. What am I doing? Why am I putting it down there? Well, let me just entertain you for a second. How about we write this cross product as 4x, write this cross product as x, and then move on with the main problem, which is x squared. Add them together to 5x, and go ahead with that calculation there is plus 5, and there's something wrong because that's plus 4. Okay? Now, these are all special cases. The two we've done so far, there's a 1 here and there's a 1 here. And we're looking for pattern in maths all the time. So the pattern we're seeing is that if there is a 1 here and a 1 here, and we consider these integers, in this case they're both positive, so it's all the more obvious, you just add them to 5. But even if they're positive and negative, you just still add them. Okay, so 4 and 1 is 5. So we'll be able to speed up while we're doing these. And we might be able to, and in that sense, we're able to write down the answers by inspection, meaning we can just write down the answers based on what we are, because we know it, because all we have to do is add the middles. So the next one is x minus 7 by x plus 3. Okay? So we're adding 3 and minus 7. Now that's not as easy as we might think because of the integer state of affairs. But that's just 3 minus 7. And look, you can read it from here too. 3 take away 7. And 3 take away 7 is minus 4. So synthesizing, bringing everything together for this question relates to saying, well, x by x is x squared. 3 take 7 is take 4, and that's the coefficient for x. And 3 multiplied by minus 7 is minus 21. Okay? The next question, x minus 1 by x plus 5. X minus 1 by x plus 5. So 5 take away 1 is plus 4. The answer is x squared plus 4x minus 5. And finally, on question 1, halfway through your homework already, we have y minus 4 by y minus 8. Okay, so the variable now has switched letters to y, but that's not a problem. So we're going to say, well, what is minus 8 plus minus 4? What do these add to give? And the answer is minus 12. So y squared minus 12y plus 32. 4 eighths is 32. And minus by minus is plus. And we're moving on to question 2. Okay, which is 4x plus 1 times 2x plus 1. In fact, something interesting happens here. We still have two 1's in the question, but the two 1's aren't here, they're now here. Okay, so if we do it out with a rainbow, let me do the small rainbow first. That is 2x, that is 4x, totaling 6x. And we have 2x by 4x, 2x by 4x is 8x squared. You have your 6x and you have a 1. So we're learning something far greater than just the answer to this question. we're learning that if it's, and then to take another example, let's say you have 7x plus 1 times a 3x plus 1. You're saying, so if it's like this with 1's here, you just get the quadratic as usual, and you add the 3 and the 7. So if this is plus 1 and this is plus 1, you can still go ahead and just add them. Okay? So that's a nice one to keep in mind. Ready for the next one? 2y minus 4 multiplied by 3y plus 1. Okay, inner rainbow minus 12y. Outer rainbow is 2y. Okay, in total we're getting minus 10y for the middle. The middle is the only tricky bit. The rest is just very straightforward. 2y by 3y is 6y squared. Minus 4 by 1 is minus 4. Now, notice there's a 2 common to all of these. You knew that would happen because there was a 2 common here. And it could have been taken out up front. And you could have done a simpler multiplication, algebraic multiplication, and then distributed into 2. So you would have ended up with 3y squared minus 5y minus 2 with a 2 outside to be distributed. Okay, hope you understand that. That's a nice thing to understand. Right, next question. Again, we have a common 3 in this question, which I could take out. So we have 3x minus 3, which is a common 3. But I'm going to take it that you didn't take it out, so I'll leave it in. It's correct both ways. If I took it out, I'd be multiplying x minus 1. I'd have the 3 outside, and I would have 5x minus 2. And I would go ahead and just do this, and then at the end multiply into 3. Now I take it you didn't do that. So that is worth minus 15x, and this big one here, this big arc here, is worth minus 6x. Okay, so we've minus 21x jumping in the middle. That's all the hard work done. This monomial product is 15x squared, and the other monomial product, minus by minus, is plus. 3 2's is 6. Again, common 3, as expected. I'll remind myself next time when I'm wiping it out to wipe it out in the same order I put it up. But remember, you've got your pause button, so no excuses. It annoys me that they keep putting in a common factor because it's so rare and you'll rarely see one in the exam. So, and there's a common factor over here as well. So you have a common 3 here and a common 2 here. What that tells me is everything will be a multiple of 6. All my coefficients at the end will be a multiple of 6, because there'll be a multiple of a common factor of 3 and a common factor of 2, and 2 3's is 6. So we will be looking out for that, and there'll be a red flag if that's not the case. See what part of my board I'm not writing on. Somewhere here. Off screen. Anyway. Okay, so looking for my inner rainbow minus 6y, outer rainbow minus 24y, linear term minus 30y. $12y squared plus 12. See what I mean? Everything is a multiple of 6, as expected. Finally, we have 2 minus 2b. Oh yes, this is interesting. 2 minus 2b times 2b minus 1. Getting common 2 is one problem, but the other problem is we want to write this as minus 2b plus 2, because we're always setting it up that the variable is at the front, and then all our algorithms expect that, and we'll end up causing all sorts of difficulty for ourselves rearranging the terms if we don't put it back in what we call standard form. So we do not write 7 plus 2x. And if we're given it that way, we say, no, that's 2x plus 7, because addition is commutative. You can swap them. Okay? And it is understood that when we're writing things like this, that we will put the highest power first, then the next power, and then the next power. And binomials are no exception. Okay? So binomials are no exception. We'll call that minus 7x plus 5. Or we'll take out the negative and call it 7x minus 5 on the inside. But you don't need to worry about that. That'll be a higher level probably step, but you can do it and it works too. But then you have to manage that minus on the outside. So I write that as minus 2b plus 2. Writing the binomial in standard form in descending powers on the variable. Okay, just do like that space. Okay, inner rainbow 4b, outer rainbow 2b. Total linear term, the middle term that has to be gathered together, the term 6b. Quadratic term minus 4b squared. And then the independent or a constant term, I call it independent because it doesn't matter what x is. The independent or constant term is minus 2. There's a 2 common, no surprise, there was a 2 common here, and that's the answer, minus 4b squared. And when we come to drawing them, if we were plotting b this way, and the result this way, we would see it being an inverted parabola. We call it a parabola when it's graphed. These quadratics are called parabolas when they're graphed, and this would be the standard x squared, or the toolbox parabola. It gets steeper as this number gets bigger, and if this number goes negative, it gets inverted. So technically speaking, it would be an inverted parabola if we were graphing it. Okay. But we're not really concentrating on graphs right now, so as far as you're concerned, you've done the algebra, you've got your answer, end of story. That's our homework for today. I'm going to give you some other videos for pre-recording for next week, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and there'll be an assessment as well we'll speak about. Possibly, I have to check with other teachers, but it'll probably be the end of, we'll see how we're going. It mightn't be the end of this week, we'll see how we're going.